make of that? What do you think went wrong today?
The result. And the fact that we went 1-0 down so early, that makes it. I think if you play United with so many quality players, they have brought in a few new ones this summer. And if they come to us in a low block, playing so many long balls, then the last thing you would want is going 1-0 down, because that gives them even more belief. And if you would have told me that we were 1-0 down against a United team that played in the style they did, and you would have told me that we would have created 8, 9, 10 open chances, then I would have said to you that I don't think that is possible. But it was possible. So the second thing that went wrong is that from all the chances we got, we only scored 1 goal. And I've said in Holland many times, and maybe I've said it here as well, it's almost impossible to win a big game of football. And United Liverpool is a big game with so many quality players on the pitch, to win it with a negative set-piece balance. And we conceded another one, and that led to us losing the game.
Do you think that first goal should have stood with McAllister being down with a head injury?
I think the main thing we should do now, I should do now, is not complain, blame, or do these kind of things. So the only thing I was at that moment of time, I think we could have done much better after Maka was on the floor. We should have done better. But the health care of a player is something that is important, and if a player needs to have 4 stitches, you would hope that everybody understands that he needs immediate treatment. But it didn't happen, but again, we could have done better, so that's not the reason why we lost this game today. The reason is because we missed far too many chances to win a game of football. Again, I've said it up here I think many times, and I'm hoping that I'm not just saying it to you, but everybody understands this a bit better, is we are not a team, which I see a lot in football, that go to the floor pretending if it's a head injury, so they kill the counter-attack. That's not who we are. We never go to the floor. We always are a fair team. So if a player of us is then on the floor, you would hope that everybody understands, oh, it's Liverpool, they don't do these kind of things, so let's blow a whistle. But again, that's not an excuse for us conceding the goal, and that's not an excuse for us losing this game of football.
Arne, it's the first time in 11 years Liverpool's lost 4 in a row. Are you worried about confidence level in the squad, and for you personally, is this the biggest challenge you've faced as a manager this period?
I think as a manager you face constantly challenges. So when I just started, you face the challenge of being a new manager, and then you need to win games. Then when you do well, you go to a bigger club and people are like, let's see how he does over there. Then you go being the successor of Jurgen Klopp, and people say this is the biggest challenge you've ever faced. And then now we've lost 4 times in a row, and that's also a challenge. So the life of a football manager is an ongoing challenge. If you win games, you want to keep winning. If you lose games, you want to start winning again. So do we lose confidence? I cannot see it yet, because every single game we've lost, we were able to create in the second half an unbelievable amount of chances. So if you look back at all the 3 games we've lost in the Premier League, I don't think if you just put all the highlights behind each other, you would say it's hardly impossible that they lose. It's hardly possible that they lose this game. So we can keep producing what we are doing and do a few things a little bit better, then there's every reason to expect that we start to win football games again. But I cannot promise you that Wednesday evening we are again able to create 8, 9 or 10 open chances. I hope so. And with the players we have, then it will lead in the end to us scoring more goals. And then there's of course the part which no one asked about, but I can tell you that of course we, apart from the 2 goals we conceded, we've conceded maybe 2 or 3 more chances. But this is the struggle we are constantly having, being 1-0 down. Then you need to take a bit more risk, and then I am even quite positive that we limit the opponent so much to the chances they are creating, because we do take a lot of risk. In the moment after 55 minutes, I think we had 6 or 7 offensive players on the pitch, and that might also maybe not be an excuse, but be the reason why the structure in defending a set piece against Palace and now was not as perfect as we usually are, because normally you play with 4, 5, 6 defensive-minded players. But at that moment of time, we are on the pitch with 7 or 8 offensive-minded players. And that's not an excuse, because they should do better, we should do better. But maybe it's not a coincidence that exactly in those moment of times we concede a set piece.
John? Arne, Cody alone hit the woodwork 3 times.
Yeah.
And then obviously misses that chance at the end. So do you think it's just small margins away from hitting the levels of consistency that you enjoyed last season?
And scored a goal. Cody, and scored a goal. And was with multiple moments, because we only focused on the open chances we had, but I saw crosses coming in close to being a chance. Yeah, it's all, if you win, you can say, the margins are small, and people believe you. They say, yeah, but you are still winning. And if you say it now, people are like, yeah, that's not an excuse we would like to hear. But Harry Maguire had maybe a even better chance last season at 2-2 over here that he missed. And now he scored. And after that, we had the Cody chance is, apart from all the others he had, it was maybe not his biggest one, because the goal he scored was his biggest one. Almost hit the woodwork, by the way. Yeah. At this moment of time, I think it's the margins you are talking about, but we soon have to prove that we can do better than what we are doing at the moment.
Based on the performances, are you confident that this is just the recent form, just a blip rather than anything more serious to worry about?
That depends on if we can keep bringing these performances in. And as we all know in football, if you start to lose a game of football 1, 2, then 3, then 4, you always find the same challenges. Players that maybe thought they had to play longer or didn't deserve to go out, or all these kind of things. And in the meantime, we as a team still have to keep on going. And that's, for me, very positive at the moment, because if I look at the players who start are able to create a lot. If players come in, they come in with the right energy. If the players go out, they are behind me, hoping that the Maguire goal would have been fractionally offside, trying to push their teammates to score the 2-2. So all these things are very positive, which is maybe also normal if you won the league last season. We should keep doing this, and that is something I cannot promise you that Wednesday evening we again will be able to create 8 or 9 open chances like we did against Palace and like we did today. But maybe it's a better idea to create less but score more.
One man on last one, Chris.
Do you think it's fair to say it's a difficult start for Mo as well?
I think it's quite normal. The first 5 or 6 games, it was every question I got were about the new players. Now you ask me about another individual. I don't think it's the time to talk about individual performances. But as a team, we expect more than where we are at the moment. And as a team, I don't think we are used to a Liverpool team, certainly as long as I'm here, and I don't think it was any different when Jurgen was here, that we are missing so many chances. And but yeah, like I said, Mo had a good chance today, but we just talked about Cody, who had 4 or 5 maybe. Hugo Ekitike was a few times really close. Alexander Isak went one-on-one to the goalkeeper in the first half. We had 10 corner kicks. I think they only had 4. We don't score, they score. So this weekend again, as it's shown so many times recently, that set pieces are such a crucial part in football. You play the game of football open play. I've said it in the press conference on Friday, I think. We are the team that creates the most out of open play. I don't think that has changed after today, but because all of our chances came from open play. But that's not the only way to win a game of football. That's what United showed today and what other teams showed this weekend as well. I think Chelsea scored 3 set pieces, winning 3-0.
Chris, one last one.
Arne, is Ryan an injury concern? Because he seems to try to play on, but then he was shaking his head.
Yeah, I took him off because he twisted his ankle. So yeah, is he an injury concern? That's what we have to wait and see tomorrow. But we have to play in 2 days again, because again we have to play 3 games in 7 days, like we had to do after the last international break. So yeah, there's not a lot of time for players to recover. But the good thing is we have more than one good midfielder.